For a lot of young men, being a professional athlete is a pipe dream that is chased to the detriment of their academic studies. Fewer than 5% of high school athletes obtain college scholarships, and fewer than that make it to the pro level. So imagine being the parent of a boy who only wants to play sports. And now imagine he's actually extremely good. He gets a college scholarship, and he even has begun practicing with the LA Lambs. You basically hit the jackpot. Life is perfect. There's just one problem. Your amazingly talented and successful son's girlfriend's dog bit you. And so you have no choice but to kill your son.
Hey, Mr. Anderson. I'm Detective Dishman. This is my partner, Detective Smith. I know it's been all night. I apologize for it taking me so long to get down here to speak with you. We just had to do some other things before we got down here, okay? I apologize. Before we can get really started into all this, obviously, I only know a little bit about what's going on. I'm trying to clarify some things to get a full understanding of what happened today. Obviously, all of that's very important because we all know there's multiple sides to every story. Yeah. Before I can get a full understanding of what happened tonight, I do need to read you your rights. You're not under arrest at this moment, okay? Because I don't know exactly what happened today. So the place you're at right now is the Police Memorial Building. We call it the PMB for short. Today's date is November 30th of 21, and it is now 2:44 in the morning. I do have to ask a few questions. When I ask these questions, I don't mean any disrespect that we have to ask everyone these questions. Can you read and write, sir?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medications tonight?
I had alcohol earlier, but...
Okay. And when you say you had alcohol earlier, like what, a lot, a little?
No, that was like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Okay. What exactly did you have?
A couple of drinks.
Beers or liquor drinks?
Living.
Okay. Just a few?
Yes.
Okay. And what about drugs and medication?
No. Other than my metformin.
You're what? I apologize.
Diabetic.
Diabetic? Oh, you're diabetic?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you wear glasses or contacts?
Yes. Glasses.
Glasses?
Yeah.
Reading?
No. Distance.
Oh, distance. Okay.
And I need them because they tell.
And no to contacts?
Okay.
And do you have any mental conditions that would prevent you from understanding our conversation today?
No, I can understand.
Okay. All right. If you don't mind, and I know you said if you can read it, if you can't, let me know because I know you wear glasses. This very first line that I just put a dot next to that starts with U and ends in Constitution, do you mind reading that out loud for me?
Yeah. You have the following rights under the United States Constitution.
Okay, I'm going to read each one, and then if you have any questions, please make sure you let me know. You do not have to make a statement or say anything. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you make a statement or before any questions are asked of you, and to have a lawyer with you during any questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you do answer questions, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult with a lawyer. Does all that make sense, sir?
Yes.
If you could, just sign next to that X that's just saying you understand your rights. So, I see your hand's a little dried up blood. Is that an injury?
Yeah, well, my son dog bit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that on both hands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
Yes, sir.
it's been a long day. Had nobody told me, I mean, status of my son, my wife, I don't.
So I can tell you, the last update I had is I have one of my partners is at the hospital, and they're still working. So as soon as I can get an update, I will give it to you.
Nobody gave me no, I mean, because my wife panicked and she passed out and they took, so I'm like, yeah.
Your wife is fine. I can tell you that. I have not even got a chance to really see your son. Because, when the hospital does that's them. I'm not going to interfere in that. Okay, so as soon as I can get you an update on that, I will. And if my phone, text message or something
The
goes.
most important thing I want to hear is status on him.
Yes, sir. And when I can get you that answer,
He's junior. I mean, this.
I get it. 100% get it. And what I'll do is, I can tell you right before I stepped in this room, I didn't have one, but if you, maybe in like 30 minutes or so, I'll reach out to my partner.
That's all I want to know.
I know we have bad reception in the hospital too, though, so that doesn't help.
Pacing back and forth, just praying, you know.
Yes, sir. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened today? Or you start wherever you think it's important to start.
Well, it all happens fast. First, his dog, I mean, he was dog sitting his girlfriend dog. And I came home, the dog, you know, he was messing with stuff. So I went to get him and put him in the cage, and he bit me. So, you know, I picked him up, you know, and I put him outside. And my son, you know, he got, you know, agitated about it, you know. And so, I, you know, he had a few words, you know, my wife, you know, intervened, and then, you know, he popped off at me. I'm like, hey, boy, you ain't gonna hurt me. Now, I'm seeing you don't do that, you know. And it happened so fast. I mean, you know, my wife intervened, and he went around. He come around. I walked over, you know, and I armed myself, and the next thing he was coming, you know, coming towards me, and it happened so fast, you know. I mean, that's.
I know it's a lot for me to just come in here and be like, sir, can you tell me what happened tonight? So as slow and detailed as we have to go, I guess tell me a little bit about, is your son currently living at that house?
Yes.
Okay. How long has he been staying there?
All his life, he went to college, and then he went to college, and he was gone. Then he come back. He's been back home because he went to the NFL briefly, but he's been back home since October.
Okay, so he's been back home for over a month now.
No, he been back for a minute there.
Okay.
Because the regular season started September, so and he was on the roster, practice roster, so he's been back, you know, late part of September. So.
Okay. And what happened? Like his you said it's his girlfriend's dog. How long has the dog been at the house?
The dog been there a couple of days.
And does the girlfriend live there, or only stay, like, spends the night sometimes?
Occasionally.
Okay.
She's out of town. I mean.
Okay. So you're trying to get the dog in the cage. He bites you.
Yeah.
And I get it. I would smack the dog too, because it's a jerk action to do that. So your son got upset that you smacked the dog?
Yeah, he got upset that I smacked the dog and I put him outside, you know, so he got upset, you know, and...
Can you tell me a little bit about, I know you said I'm senior. What was he saying to you that made you upset?
Like I said, you know, it happened so fast. I mean, you know, just him being, you know, a young man, you know, and I can't recall all the right words, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But, you know, it happened so fast, you know, and he, you know, I call it blowing up. I mean, he got aggressive, and I'm like, no, that ain't going down, not here. No, I'm not gonna let you put your hands on me, you know. So.
Did he actually put his hands on you, or did you feel like he was going to?
Well, actually, there was some friction. We had a little shoving, a little pushing. My wife got between, you know. So I went this way, he went that way, and then he came back around, and you know, and I had went, you know, arm myself, and then he came through. He went through the foyer and came through the former living room and came through the kitchen wing, and I was in the kitchen area. So, and that's.
So he walks that way towards the formal. You said you go and arm yourself. Where's your gun at?
My gun is actually, I keep it in the garage actually,
okay.
Which is right next to the kitchen. I'm like, so when I come back in, you know, and he, you know, he comes through and through the kitchen area. And there's a little gate that he come in, so you know.
What's going on at that moment?
He charged me. I mean.
Okay, and what happens then when he charges you?
I mean, I tell him to stop, you know, and
is he actually in the kitchen or on the other side of that baby gate thing?
He's coming over. He's already past the gate.
In the kitchen?
He's well beyond that.
Okay. And So at that point, do you shoot at him?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how many times?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm not, if you don't know something, I get it. So what happens then? Just,
I put it down and I go, my wife's hollering. So we go outside, he's down, I start rendering first aid, I had a mat, so I, try to hold compressions on him, and told her to call 911, and start talking to him, and I turned him to the side because I heard that he was, having trouble breathing, so I opened his airway with my finger, and turned him to the side so he can breathe, to stay with me, Junior, and held compressions on him until first aid got there.
Okay.
First responders got there. I stayed there the whole time. I mean, they actually, when they got there, they tuck over and then they cuffed me. I'm like, I was to that point, cause I didn't try to conceal anything. I'm like, hey, this my son. Do I want this to happen? No. By no means. I love him all my heart. I love my wife with all my heart. So for me to be sitting here, this is like I'm pinching myself, hoping that this ain't true. I'm like, but I didn't mean for this to happen, and nor did I, just let him, lay there. No, there was no means by that. I mean,
I understand. I saw that there was the bath towels and stuff are out there. So I understand you were trying to help him, okay? When he charged at you, were you guys exchanging words?
yes, of course.
What was being said? Do you remember?
I don't recall the word, but it wasn't. Let's say it wasn't like, "Hello, how you doing?"
No, exactly. I get that.
So it was a confrontational word exchange. Exact words I can't recall what was being said, but the intent was not I'm finna shake your hand type situation. So and I'm too old to be down on the floor fighting. So I mean, and if I could do it all over again, maybe I'd take a black eye, but
Do you remember what happens when your wife comes in? I know you obviously shoot and your son's shot. Do you remember what happens between you and your wife then?
No. She was like, what you just did? I'm like, and she was like, where did he go? I'm like, I don't know. You see, because he jumped over the gate and he ran, and because there's another gate. There's a small gate in the kitchen, then there's a little white gate in the foyer. And
I'm going to read that real quick. I don't know if it's an update or not, so you want to make sure I'm not missing nothing. Okay, no, not yet, sorry. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so your wife, what did you do? There's not a confrontation between you and your wife at that point?
no, that I recall. Obviously, she's upset that that's her only child. So
Yeah.
that's our baby. I'm like, so I was upset. Like, what do you do? And she probably was hitting on me. At normal reflex. I don't recall. I'll be honest with you. I didn't put my hands on her, but I know she probably did. Where did he go? Where did he go? I'm like, so I said, I don't know. Wait, when he went outside, so she opened the door like. She started hollering, and I was like, what? So I come out, she's like, he's down. I'm like, so I go out, and I said, call 911, and we just, got the towels, and we start, while she was on the phone, I was doing what I could do to try, keep first aid to him as much as I could do.
Okay, so do you not recall in the kitchen shooting at your wife too?
No.
Okay.
No. I do not recall that.
Because she was shot twice.
She must have got in the way. I mean, I did not recall shooting her.
She got in the way of your son?
She must have, because I don't recall her. I mean, because when it happened so fast. But as far as me shooting her, no. I do not recall it unless she got, she must have, like I said, it happened. I do not recall intentionally shooting her. So, no. Absolutely not.
Is it possible you were just so mad about what was going on that you've? Because I mean, she is shot twice, and I'm not gonna. She's fine. I can tell you that. I did have an opportunity to see her.
Yeah, like it happened so fast. I mean, because I know that we had, me and the boy had bumped in, and he come back around to me. So, and I don't even remember her getting away. I mean, but
Because I know a minute ago you said she was like, "Oh my God, what did you do?" So that would indicate she's not in the way. That would indicate she wasn't quite there.
But like I said, I don't recall her being. I mean, me shooting her. I mean, I definitely wasn't intentional. If she got it away. I mean, I'm telling you now, I don't. No.
And when you go out to the garage is there a reason why you go in the garage to get your gun to bring it back in?
Because when I went to the garage, I had already told him, no.
Because it seems like you guys separate, because I know the layout of your house does this little U effect.
It does, but when I come back in, the house, he comes over to the little gate, and that's when everything pretty much goes south.
Like, that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, when you go into the garage, where's your gun kept in the garage?
It's kept right there on top of the freezer.
On top of the freezer. Yeah. Is it inside of anything, or is it just out there plain?
And it's in a little box.
Okay, and it's the little revolver?
Yeah.
Silver and black,
yeah.
I believe it was?
Yeah.
Do you keep that thing fully loaded?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that your gun?
I got that gun from my father-in-law about 20 years ago.
Okay, so it's been around for a while?
Yeah. Kind of like an heirloom.
Okay. And I'm sorry?
So you telling me about my wife was shot?
Yes, sir. Twice. At least it appears to be twice. I'm not no ballistics expert, but the way the wounds are, it does appear to be at least twice. She's fine. She's talking. So you don't recall any confrontation after your son was shot between you and your wife at all?
No, because everything happened, and we went outside. She was like, "What?" And
did you? And I think you said this already. I just want to make sure you went and put the gun inside the bedroom, or did she?
I don't know. I laid it on the. I believe I laid it on the table, honestly, because when she started hollering about him on the ground, I want to say I laid it on the table.
The kitchen table?
Yeah.
Okay, so you laid it on something.
Yeah.
And did you try to call 911 at all, or call a neighbor or anything? Did you go to a neighbor's house?
I was trying to call, but by then she already called, and I don't know what happened. My phone was. I think one of the police got it down, but I did. I was attempting to call, but she had already got him on the phone. So, and while she was on the phone, I was administering first aid. So.
Okay. And what's your phone number, sir?
904.
So you try to call, but there's something going on with your phone, and you're also trying to administer aid. So she then calls 911.
Yeah, she had already called him when I came outside. She had already called.
And did you ever go to a neighbor's house at all?
No, my neighbors come over. They heard the commotion, so they already was in the yard.
Which neighbor? If you're looking at your house, is it the one with the big palm trees?
The one to the right.
The one to the right. Okay.
Palm trees, yeah.
So the one on the left too?
No, the one on the left, Sam, he didn't come. It's the one on the right, Kevin Moran.
Okay, and that's the one with the palm trees?
Yes.
Okay. Kevin Moran.
Yeah.
And did he help administer aid or anything?
I just told them to, to call 911, and which it had already been done. Like, anything we do, I'm like, just, stay calm, because they was panicking too. I'm like, just stay calm, call 911. That's what I said to them, so.
Okay. At any point, did they go inside the house? Any of your neighbors that you saw? I know you're focusing on your son. I do get that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because everything was going on. I'm not sure if they went in the house or not. because once the responders got there, I was taken in, well, I won't say in custody, but yeah, I was placed on, detained.
Okay.
And I was put in the car, and then there was a vehicle in front of me. I couldn't even see my house.
Okay.
Because I was detained, and there was a big white SUV directly in front of the vehicle, so I could not see anything that was going on in the yard or in the house. I know that my garage was open, my front door was open, and when I left, everything was still open. So I don't know who was in the house, who left the house, or who did what.
So earlier though this evening, when the incident happened and the argument and the fight, was it just you, your wife, and son? And okay. But after that happened, if any of the neighbors walked in, you didn't know?
I don't.
Okay, that's fair. And did you see any friends or family show up while you were at the scene tonight? Prior to your wife also leaving the scene?
I believe, I want to say, when I was detained, I want to say that I saw Keisha and her daughter, Donisha, I believe, but like I said, it was dark without my glasses on. I couldn't say for sure, but I believe, that they came to the scene, but I'm not sure. But I believe from looking at from a distance, looking at their figure, I think that's who it was. But without my glasses, I can't say.
Okay. And a little bit about like you and your wife's relationship. How's your relationship in general? I don't mean necessarily tonight. I mean like in general.
We've been married to 26 years, so I mean, like any marriage, we have ups and downs. But for as I know, I mean, we 26 years. I think we got a great marriage. But
okay. What about abuse?
Abuse? No.
Verbal, physical? I mean, I know bickering arguments of like loved ones, but
yeah, we've had our moments, but it's not. My wife is not the type that will stay in a situation where abuse will be something that she's going to deal with. I mean,
okay.
She's a strong woman, so that would be.
I respect that. I get it. What about your son and your wife? They have a good relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you and your son?
I love him.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. I don't think that you don't love your son. I'm just talking about kind of like you and your wife. Like, did you guys get along? Did you guys bicker?
No.
Father-son bickering, I get. I mean, like, is there physical abuse, verbal abuse?
No. I coached my son since he was 3 years old. We was fortunate enough that he went full scholarship to college.
Okay.
Short stay in the NFL, which I think he could still be there, but he got a little discouraged. So he didn't want to continue the process. So, but I mean, it wasn't nothing I wouldn't do for this. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Have you guys ever had any physical altercations in the past?
No.
So tonight was the first night that things went to head?
First time. He's never, talked back or looked at me wrong. I mean, so when he did that, I was kind of like taken. I'm like, what? Because he wasn't raised that way. And I know he's a young man now, but I can't explain it. I mean,
what exactly did he say that made you so upset, though? Do you remember? Like, was there a specific phrase, or did he disrespect you, or like?
It obviously was disrespect, but as far as the word, I can't. Everything's in a fog right now, but it was, it was disappointing, to just say the least, for him, to take that tone and, to the point where he wants to, get physical.
And when you say get physical, like what do you mean? If you could explain it to me.
Right.
So he wanted to get in a fist fight, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he actually swing at you tonight?
Like I said, we had
a pushing match.
We did have that there, and my wife kind of got between us and And she started cleaning because, there was some blood on the wall from the dog, so she started cleaning up. And so I go out and I come back, and he come around, and then, like I said, I don't remember if she got anywhere or not, but he comes through the kitchen. I mean, she was cleaning up, and then I don't know.
At what part, do you remember the recliner getting knocked over? Or you flipping the recliner, is my understanding? Do you remember doing that?
I may have flipped it. You say I flipped it?
Well, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I can't say you did anything.
Yeah.
Do you remember getting upset and flipping it when you were angry?
I don't recall that.
Okay.
No, I don't.
And obviously your son goes this way, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
What made you go to the garage to get the gun though? Like, I mean, at this point you guys had some shoving matches, but now you're separated.
Yeah,
Why not go in your bedroom? Like, what made you go to the garage to arm yourself?
Even if I went in the bedroom, he went around to come around, come and confront me. I'm over here, so my wife here, so he come around so he can confront me. That's pretty much how it went down.
I know the way your house is, it's like bedroom, garage, that little small hallway. Is there a reason why what made you feel like you had to go get the gun versus just going in your bedroom, locking the door and calling the police? Or locking the door and separating yourselves? Like, what made you feel like you had to arm yourself?
Well, I'm defending myself. I'm in my house. I'm going to go in the bedroom and, truth is, there's guns in there.
I get there's guns in there, but just saying I defended myself, you know what I mean? That's an open blanket statement. He's over here. Can you explain a little bit about the charging? When you say he charges you, what is he? Can you explain that?
He jumped.
Even if you want to describe it for me.
He jumped over the gate. Maybe I'm talking too much right now, but he jumps over the gate, and it may sound like it's a big distance, but it's not.
No, I've been in there. It's not that big.
When I'm standing in the kitchen, you come over that gate. The reaction time is like, it happens. And I can't undo it. But
I'm just trying to understand when he charges you, what made you feel like you had to shoot him? Because at this point, you guys had already been in a shoving match and separated, but now you guys are coming back together, and at this point, you've armed yourself.
If you have a gun in your hand and somebody jump over the gate and come towards you,
Okay. I know it's hard to talk about. I get that. It's not like we're just talking about some stranger that broke into the house. I understand. It's just, it's my job to understand. And I don't want to ever put words in anyone's mouth. Do you, after the first, like you said, I know you said you don't know how many times you shot at him, and I get that.
I don't.
I'm not going to ask you to ever try to guess that. You have no recollection of then you and your wife getting in any sort of altercation?
I don't. I really don't.
And then shooting at her?
I don't. I honestly don't.
And I know adrenaline's pumping, because obviously adrenaline was pumping for her too.
So that's what you telling me that she was shot. I'm like,
Is there, what made your son so angry tonight? I know you snapped his dog and put him outside, but is that really what made him so angry?
Well,
it's a dog.
Well, part of it, like I said, his frustration with the NFL, the league, he got released, and he, obviously he's a very talented young man. He felt some sort of way about it because less talented guys able to keep their job, and so he kind of felt some sort of way about it, and then his granddaddy just passed.
Okay. When was that? I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
Yeah, it's October 2nd.
Okay.
And that kind of like this turned this whole family
Was this your father or your wife's father?
my wife.
Okay.
And he just kind of like, just been, just in a slum since that, so was everyone else. But his passion for football, stuff like that, he just, I can't explain it, but I know that got something to do with his, his demeanor and his, just.
Well, I know you said tonight was the first night he actually you guys ever had a moment like this. So
Yeah.
Was it just the dog, or was there more words exchanged leading up to this?
There was some words about that dog, but like I said, he had never been disrespectful towards me or any adult that I'm aware of, let alone me. But,
Okay.
so I don't know.
Is there anything you can think of right this minute?
I just came from him I don't know. I know a major part of it is the fact that, his grandfather, passed, and it was around the same time that he got released from the team. And then he started a little job and that didn't work out, so
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do real quick is, it's been right around 30 minutes. Let me try to go see if I can get an update, okay? And then I'll step back in here. I don't want to keep you waiting forever. So, do you need anything right now? More water while you waited for a few minutes? Because I'm going to have to try to get a hold of him, and he might have to step out and talk to me.
yeah, I can take a little water now.
Okay.
So I can take her to the restroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me just a second. I'll grab it. Oh, thank you. Sorry, my other partner got tied up. So this is my other partner, Detective McIntosh. It took a little bit. We were trying to get an official update, and unfortunately, sir, there's really no easy way for me to say this, but your son did not survive his injuries tonight. I know right now you don't want me sitting in front of you, so I'm gonna give you some privacy, okay?
Mr. Otis, this is Detective Sellers.
Oh,
I'm here to tell you you're being charged with murder and attempted murder on your wife. He's here to photograph your hands, your clothing, your shorts. Then we're going to ask you to change into jail uniform, and he's going to take your clothing. And that's what's going on, all right? He's just going to give you some directions.
Yes,
to
yeah.
follow.
All right, sir. Just like you said, we're going to take some photographs. If you would, I stand up here on the wall, against the wall with your back to it, please. Yes, sir. You're good. We'll take a overall of you here. Take a few of these. Can you hold your hand up going like that, sir? Just keep them there if you wouldn't mind. Don't injure anything. Okay, would you turn them over for me? Okay, I think that's probably good enough. Get some scratches on your chest. I'm just gonna fix some of those as well. Thank you. And then once again, scale next to you. All right. Do you have any injuries on your back or anything? If you don't mind, you can look around. Yeah. Right. No, put your hands up here. Okay. I just want to make sure you don't have anything. Okay. Thank you. All right. Now, if you could just slide off your. I'm going to take the shoes as well. Okay.
Yeah, we got it. If we have to. If we have to.
Thank you.
Otis Anderson Sr. was sentenced to 12.5 years in prison for the shooting death of his son. What a waste. Reminds me of this case. Click here.